Today we are talking about glute growth and how we got Poppy from 0 to 100 real quick and some more, because what did we do yesterday?
150 kilograms on the hip thrust.
So we're going to do, why is someone ringing me? It's really inconvenient. Put my phone off. I'm going to add a little picture here of Poppy before and Poppy now, of her strength gains and her glute growth. It's a bit about the glute anatomy. So a little bit about the glute anatomy. You've got your glute minimus, glute medius and glute maximus. Sometimes with different exercises people think they're training their glutes, but actually they're dominating their quads or even their hamstrings. So throughout this video I'm going to show you how to make the exercises more glute focused rather than quad dominant or hamstring dominant. But remember, it's also important to train your quads and your hamstrings as well, and we will do that in some of the exercises that we are doing today, but it's all about glute focus. So what is your favourite glute exercise? Actually no, what's your favourite top 3 exercises?
Like my favourite ones would be the hip thrust, hip abductor and adductor. Oh, hip abductor and the leg extension. And the leg extension I like to include just because I want my quads to grow along with the glutes.
Yeah, which is important as well for muscle imbalance.
Yeah. So they would be my top 3. Cool.
We'll add the leg extension in just so you can learn how to do it properly, so you have strong legs like Poppy. Let's go get the glute gains. Let's go. So Poppy's been training with me for just over a year now, and what was the main reason that you thought I'm going to look for a PT, and why you came to me?
So I wanted to look for a PT because one of my friends actually had a PT here. But predominantly I wanted a PT because I really struggled to put on weight. I was 2 stone lighter, 2 stone less than what I am now, and I didn't have a good relationship with food, and I just wanted to have a healthier relationship with the body I've got and the figure I've got, because I do also have scoliosis, and when I was a lot skinnier, it was very accentuated and I was very insecure about it, and I just wasn't happy within myself. And my friend who had a PT here inspired me because she was building a much better relationship with herself through body strength and all that kind of stuff, and I wanted a female PT because I wanted help predominantly with back strength and glute gains, and that's how the journey started really. And then I found you on Instagram and reached out.
And the rest is history. I think it's important to say as well, like, it is certainly daunting, and it definitely is that process of becoming more confident as you step foot in the gym. And for me, I always want my clients to feel the most happy and confident, so it was definitely working with that relationship with food, a lot more positive around food choices, types of food, and also there was no strictness with food. It was encouraging you to eat whatever it may be. I remember I was like, "Have you eaten today?" You're like, "No." I was like, "Right, get to Greg's." So I think sometimes PTs are like, it's got to be chicken, broccoli and rice, but for me, if you're building and developing a better relationship with food, it does include all foods, and especially when you're struggling to put on weight and you're not eating enough, it's better that you eat something, no matter what it is, than nothing at all. And especially with scoliosis as well, I know that you've struggled with the kind of body image side of it. You think, am I doing it right? Does my form look correct? And everyone's bodies are different, so if you've got scoliosis it may look different, and that's okay, and it can, you can work around it, and it is safe to train around it. Obviously you see your physio and get clearance and things like that, but actually by supporting and strengthening the muscles around it, it can help it or alleviate some pain sometimes. And also everyone's anatomies are different, so I've got longer legs and a shorter body. When I squat, it doesn't look like the conventional squat type. That's okay, that's just my anatomy, so everyone is going to be different. And the more that you feel the more you do it, the more you get confident with them.
Yeah, and I think it is important to note that I did obviously consider coming to the gym without a PT and just seeing how I got on that way. But it's only through having a PT that I think if I did that, not having a lot of gym experience, I could have caused myself a lot of damage by just assuming that I knew how to use certain machines and stand certain forms, judging by what I see on a YouTube video of someone who doesn't have the same structure as me, is proportionally different to me, all that kind of stuff. So it's actually like my journey has been a lot safer having the guidance of a PT. So yeah, I wouldn't change the way I've done this journey at all, really.
100%, and that's a good thing. Like, it is so important. Like, form and technique overweights any day. Like, we started very light. We're going to show you some of the progressions where we started from and now what we're working to, and especially with the scoliosis, it was so important to focus on that back strength to help support the posture and improve that. So for me, if a client comes in and struggling with their posture, we're going to focus on the back more than the chest. We do incorporate a little bit of chest, but it's focused on the back to get that posture nice and strong and secure, and then we can do all the other little fun bits as well. So let's go. Yay! So these are the exercises we predominantly used in Poppy's training program. Today we're going to go through Romanian deadlifts. Romanian deadlifts focus on our glutes. There is a version called a stiff leg deadlift, which people sometimes get confused, which focus on the hamstrings. You will still feel a little bit of your hamstrings when you're doing your glutes in your Romanian deadlift, so don't worry there. But the Romanian deadlift focus on the glutes, stiff leg deadlift focus on the hamstrings. So we're doing our Romanian deadlift. We're going to show you the dumbbell variation, and then we're going to progress on to the barbell variation. So the good thing about the dumbbells, you can usually do it at home with just one pair. It's quite good to start with the dumbbells, get strong, confident there, and then we can add in the barbell, and then we can make variations up, well, not make them up, but we can do different variations as we go. So let's start with our feet hip width apart. We think boobs out, bum out. So if you've seen Angus Longs and Perfect Snogging with a pencil testing the boobs, we want to think that, but with our back.
That's what I keep rolling my shoulders for, by the way. Like, it's because I'm trying to keep my shoulders back. So I have a terrible habit of doing that.
And that comes from different jobs. So Poppy's a piercer, so she can be leaning forward. Desk workers, it doesn't matter how long you've been gymming, these things. I've been gymming for years and I still really have to focus on it. So
absolutely,
we're never going to be perfect, but that's part of the process.
Perfection is an idea, never a reality.
That is true. So feet hip width apart. Feet pointing forward, narrow, boobs out, bum out. Let's go.
Okay.
So you want to think you're pushing the bum back. Can you see the bum pushes back and then it comes in? Just keep going. We want to think we're shaving our legs, so we've got...
When we first started this, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Interrupting people. When we first started this, I used to think it was all in like the back, but it is actually in pushing your bum back and not in like, not lowering, you're not putting it in your back.
No prawns.
You're not prawning.
No prawn. We want to think twerk.
Yeah, you want to think closing a car door with your bum, so
that's it.
You're picking up the shopping and closing the car door with your bum.
You got too much shopping and you just can't do it. That's it. Shaving those hairy legs, boobs out, bum out. That core really strong. So as you're doing it, punch in the stomach. Strong. Next up, we're going to go on to the barbell Romanian deadlift. You can do it from the floor, but we're going to do it from the rack because it's quite nice that you can focus then on the RDL itself rather than having to deadlift it into it. Again, it depends on how long your arms are, where you're going to set it up, but you don't need a rack to do this. You can demonstrate, Poppy. Again, the same principles apply as our dumbbell RDL. Right. Go a little bit narrower with the grip.
With the grip.
So this is the barbell.
Not perfect.
The barbell Romanian deadlift is something we've introduced a little bit more recently as well. Coming a little bit narrower. That's it. So this one is more of a newer exercise, especially with the scoliosis. We wanted to make sure Poppy felt really confident in her posture before we did this. Squeeze them shoulders back. That's it. Keep that core strong, pushing the bum back. Keeping the weight in the whole foot as well. You're pushing the bum out, and then you're bringing it in. Everyone's flexibility is slightly different, so some people go lower than others, and again, slightly different. It's slightly different in the range of flexibility, mobility. Stretching the hamstrings is always a good idea as well. So feet facing forward. If you can only go just to below your knees, that's fine. Everyone's body shapes, leg length, torso is slightly different. So for some people, they'll literally go to their knees and that's all they can do. If they went any further, they'd be going into their back. Not what we want here. Some people go all the way down and be able to come all the way back up, still focusing on their glutes and the hamstring. Some people may be extra flexible and can stand on the block and still go all the way down without going into their back. So remember, everyone is different. So that is our Romanian deadlift. Thrust.
Sorry, hang on, I'm just... Let me just get it out of my fanny.
Please let me keep that in.
Yeah, that's fine.
So this is the hip thrust machine, one of my favourites. And
yeah, one of my favourites.
So we started with a barbell against some blocks. That is just because that is what probably felt comfortable with at the time. We've now progressed onto the machine. Well, I wouldn't even say progress, it's just a different variation. Yeah. And you're going to have to start doing this on your own because I'm off to Oz soon, and this is a bit quicker to set up, especially when you've got less time and you're on your own.
Yeah, especially as it's got heavier, I'm more confident just putting it on this machine than setting up a bar, but it's just my preference.
Yeah, and there is no right or wrong, so not every machine has a hip thrust machine that looks like this. Use a barbell, the same rules apply, except this will be a bar. Still, you want this little comfy pad here. I don't know if you can see this little thing. And instead of that on the back, you'll have some little cushiony pads, or you can use a bench. So the main principles I'm going to go through now apply to doing it with a barbell as well. So let's go. You don't want your feet too far in, you'll feel it more on your quads, and too far away, you'll feel it in your hamstrings. Everyone's slightly different. You roughly want that tabletop position at the top of your hip thrusts. Again, a pad is so needed so it's not too painful on the pad. Let's go. So you've got that chin tucked forward, so you're going to keep looking forward. Bra strap or imaginary bra if you don't wear one on the pad, and you want to squeeze them glutes out. Imagine you've got a lovely £50 note in between them bum cheeks you are holding on to for dear life to buy that new gym set. Weight in the heels, so you don't have to have your toes up, but if you lift your toes up for me, that's it. Some people find it easier to engage their glutes by keeping their toes up, so you really keep the weight in the heels. So it depends on your anatomy, but you want to feel it in your glutes, not your hamstrings, not your quads. So find that position that works for you. You can lift up your toes if you're struggling to get that heel drive with your feet flat. Neither right, neither wrong. And that is our hip thrust.
Fabulous.
So this is the leg extension. This works your quad, so at the front of the leg. So obviously this isn't a quad focus. So obviously this isn't a glute focus exercise, but it's great for building the quads, which is a great part of your overall leg weight.
Yeah, keep the glute and leg.
Get the quad
balanced.
That's it. So we want feet pointed up. So if you did ballet, you're thinking naughty toes. And then you're controlling it nice and slowly down. You want to keep your bum in the seat, so you're going to pull on into the seat, holding here. Knees in line with your toes, pushing up, and then slowly coming back down. Quite a simple exercise, but very effective. And it's great if you're newer to the gym, feel a bit more confident in a machine that kind of only does one exercise. This is an isolation exercise because it is just focusing on the quads. And any other things to say about the leg extension?
Feels nice.
And that's it. So this is our abductor machine. This machine, this gym does abductors and adductors. So our abductor is going to work this little side of the glute, and then we're pushing out. We're abducting away from the body. We add in these little yoga blocks here just because the machine starts out quite wide already, so to get better range of motion we add in the blocks to give more range of motion. It's not a necessity if your gym doesn't have it, but you can get them cheap to make the most out of it. You can do it different ways. Let's go. You can sit back, forward, or in the middle. I quite like to sit in the middle with my clients. I find that's what they suit best in terms of their abductors, getting the most out of the movement, and it's a little bit harder than sitting back. And again, you want to control the movement and resist it coming in. Knees in line with the toes, as wide as you can, but everyone's range of motion is different. And that's our abductor machine. Anything to say?
Feels nice.
So we're going to do a Bulgarian split squat. This is quite a good exercise to superset, say with a low row, because you've got the bench there, so you can work your back for your posture, and then you can do your Bulgarian split squats for your glute growth. There is two different variants. I'm going to show you the two different versions, and then we're going to show you the poppy. So we've got our quad dominant Bulgarian split squat. This one you're going to be more upright. Everyone finds it slightly different, easier. Some people have the foot flat, some people toes. I find it easier for toes. Not quite as long a stance, and my chest is going to be more upright as I push up on that front foot. You're going to feel it more in the quads. If I take a slightly wider stance and hip hinge ever so slightly, push my bum back, keep that weight on the heel, on the whole foot, but including the heel, you're going to feel it more in the glutes. You can do it without dumbbells, you can hold one dumbbell either side, or you can hold two dumbbells. What we've been working on with Poppy is a 2 dumbbell variation. So we've been focusing on a more glute dominant Bulgarian split squats and using 2 dumbbells to do so. And it's always that little bit of a hop and bounce. Ah, you've got to balance, and the pressure's on when the camera's on.
Oh, love this. Okay.
So you're going to have that slight hip hinge forward, bending down, keeping that weight on the full foot, but including the heels to really feel the glutes. That's it. And that is our Bulgarian split squat glute dominant. A lot of people hate Bulgarian split squats. Do you hate them?
They're not that nice, but they do go a long way.
Yeah, it's worth the pain of a Bulgarian split squat.
Yeah, it is worth it, but it's also miserable.
Yeah, I'm always quite nice as well, because I think I don't have the attention span to do like 12 per leg. I always program 6 to 8, because I think go hard, go heavy with the 6 to 8, and then it's done quite quick, but you do have to do it both sides, and it's a great one to do at home as well.
Got to sit down afterwards though.
Like a lot of the exercises, step ups can be done in so many different ways. A bit more of a cardio version, more of a quad dominant version, and more of a glute version. Of course, we are doing the glute version, and this is a huge one in part of your training program.
Yeah,
we've done this one a lot. So for the glute dominant step up, find something to hold on to, but you're not grabbing onto it. It's just as a little aid to balance with, I suppose. So you want say you've got your left foot, the whole foot super glued to the box. You want the box.
What side makes my ass look better?
Our glute dominant step up here, a little pole to hold on to, but we're not yanking it. It's just to aid you, keep the balance. You want that foot super glued on to the box. You want the box about knee height, so if you're shorter, taller, pick a box that's suitable for you. Also, even if it's knee height and it's too high, start with the lower box and progress up higher too. So you want to think you've got a necklace on and you're going shooting up diagonal towards the sky, so opposite foot to opposite hand that you're holding on to the dumbbell, and we're going to really control
opposite
it.
Foot to opposite hand.
So opposite foot that you're holding on with the dumbbell with.
Got you.
But I do say it a bit weirdly. And then you're just focusing on the weight in that heel, in that foot. We're controlling it down so we're not pushing off that foot at the bottom. So you can see Poppy doesn't even tap the floor. You can for balance if you want, but you don't want to push off that foot. And again, she's not using this to pull herself up, she's using that foot to control all the way up. And do you want to show us on the other side just for fun?
Yeah.
Make it equal. And we're shooting up. You don't want to be hoiking yourself up. We're not doing some hip hop dancing here. Good. If you are wanting to train your glutes and you're wanting to get bigger muscles, it's so important to be focusing on your nutrition as well. It's not just the training. You really want to be eating in a surplus to build and grow the muscles, and especially with your protein as well. And stay hydrated. Protein helps repair and build the cells to get bigger muscles. So make sure you're eating enough protein. You want to be eating, say, on average, 1.6 to 1.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, up to 2 if you can, but make it a realistic goal to begin with, and eating that little bit more to help build the muscles. For training, you want to be doing the correct reps and sets to build the muscles. So you want to be doing that hypertrophy phase, which is building muscles. So roughly 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps per exercise. You don't need to go to complete failure, but you want to make it tough. So that last rep or two of the set is challenging, and you couldn't really do any more with good form technique, maybe one more, but that's about it. So you want to push yourself to that intensity. You want to be training your glutes 2 to 3 times a week, but remember, something is better than nothing if you can only train it once. Anything to add?
It's nice. I never thought I'd get to this point I never thought I'd gain this type of relationship with my body. 6 years old, I've never had body confidence at all. And to be able to achieve it in 1 year is pretty insane, to be fair. Pretty insane. So I suppose just as a message of reassurance out there, if you are struggling with your body image and you have got to a point where you've convinced yourself that, you know, it will never be you that has confidence or will see a difference in yourself, like you will, you absolutely can. You just got to take that first step to I suppose commitment to a degree.
It is commitment.
Yeah, no investment in yourself is wasted.
Yeah,
and I suppose like the crux of it all is no investment in yourself is ever wasted. End of.
Booty gains. Booty gains.
Oh no, that's
Hopefully you enjoyed the video and it gave you a bit more insight and a bit more confidence to go and try some of these glute growth exercises. But if you do need a little bit more help, I do have online coaching, so just drop me a message and I'll be happy to help you. But yeah, let me know how you found the video, if there's anything that you would like to see next time or that you found specifically helpful, and go get that glute growth, that body confidence and better relationship with food. Love you. We're done. And cut.